Hi there, friends. I'll come in here with a quick note to let you know that the first global Product Owner Summit organized by the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast is coming soon. To know more, check out the bit.ly/Product Owner 2023. That's bit.ly/Product Owner 2023. That's all one word, all lowercase. And stick around to the end of the episode to know more. But for now, on to the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Team Tuesday this week with Oguz Ozyurt. Hey, Oz, welcome back.
Hey, Vasco.
So, Oz, on Tuesdays, we talk about teams, and we'll talk about those in a second. But before that, do share with us, what's the book that most influenced you in your career as a Scrum Master?
First of all, it's not an easy question. So, in last year, I was about reading 9 different books actually, and from a product perspective, from an agile practice perspective, I can tell you that several books and are inspire me. One of them actually is Leading Change and by the John Corder actually, and other one actually is Start with the Why by the Simon Sinek, and the last one actually Team Topology actually by the Matthew. So I would like to talk about the Leading Change book, and this is one of the popular books, I guess, in agile community, especially practicing the large scale framework. So like SAFe or LAS, and it's absolutely perfect book actually to learn how to transform the organization, to keep the new market actually and trend. It talks about the 8 steps actually how to transform the company actually from one way to another. So to leading through the change, it will apply to give a better result at the organization level. This book actually just gave me a different perspective to understand how to start the organization level change management or transformation from the restructuring organization, and make sure that you are not losing the actually experienced domain and experienced people in organization when you do agile transformation to achieve the better results.
Absolutely. And we always need a change framework, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow. So now let's turn our attention to the teams that we work with every day, Oz. And do share with us a story of a team that you may have worked with, and walk us through the whole story, but highlight for us what were those first few signs, and then the behaviors, the patterns that started to emerge that led to problems ultimately with that team.
So it's a really good question. Again, and we work in a complex environment. It depends on industries, but we also live in the complex world. So, and I think just being a good listener, it always helps to to communicate better with the agile team and leadership. So, and I can give you the example actually. So, and from my recent experience. So I was working with a team actually, and as a Scrum Master, I used to face again. And if you're actually leading a change in organization, you are basically change agents, and you gotta just face the problems and even resistance as well. So that time actually, and I used to face a couple of problems with the POs actually regarding the Scrum practices.
So give us an example. What was some of those problems that you were facing with POs?
Yeah, it is. So that time team was really working hard actually to deliver actually what they committed. So and what I seen that the Scrum and the product owner was actually assigning just the extra work or user stories actually in the middle of the iterations.
So even kind of interrupting the team, right?
Yeah, we had a good planning. But I saw the pattern actually, the product owners always putting something in the execution backlog, even last day of iteration. So, and then this is something that put the team motivation down because of the way how the product owner actually putting something in execution backlog without communicating and collaborating with the team members. And the next day in the daily stand-up, we have a new work. So we have a new user stories in the backlog. Where did it came from? So who assigned
how did the team react to those? I imagine they were surprised, but how did they react when they found out that, hey, we have more stories than we thought we had? How did they react?
Well, again, and it's all about the psychological safety. So, and at that time I didn't really know that. And when we used to just perform Scrum in daily stand-up, that person actually said, hey, I have a new user story. So, and then said that, and is this something we need to finish in the current iterations?
So they would bring a
PO,
new story that they had not talked about before. It wasn't
no.
refined, and they just bring it in and say, "Hey, and we need to finish it this iteration." Is that how it happened?
Yep, it is. Yep, it is. Especially just we accepted just if the user story is really important for the customer expectations, we can actually definitely and mitigate the risk. So, but if the PO that happens, so if the PO assigned just the new user stories last day of iterations, and so we actually just have a plan, right? We are looking for a team velocity and team capacity. So that's why we have a team agreement. So make sure that we have a constant collaboration and communications. If you assign something new user stories of one of the team members, first make sure that you had a communication actually. If not, and then what happens that it creates the trust relationship between the PO and team members. And then now what happened? So, and that team members couldn't finish that particular user stories, and we had to carry over to the next iterations, meaning that, and and more or less, did this team achieve this sprint goal or not? And you just basically putting that team members actually just under the water actually because of he had to carry over the rest of the work and to the next iterations.
And
So
I imagine that it might have had also implications on several team members, right? Like, I don't know how the team was organized, but let's say maybe front end, back end, and maybe a story that was brought in the middle needed front end and back end, and then somebody was waiting for the other. And like, there can be lots of consequences from bringing just a simple story in the middle of the sprint. Did the team push back? Did they ask the product owners, would it be possible to have it only next sprint? Like, was there any conversation around that decision making of bringing stories in the middle of the sprint?
yeah, I think that's something is Scrum Master actually comes in place. So because the reason actually and when we had a daily stand up after actually assigned the new user stories to team members, and it was the last day of the iterations, we already know that this work we cannot finish actually in a one day. So what I did, I just had just a one-on-one that team members, and then convince him and encourage him, hey, let's bring this issue to our retrospective. So and then encourage that team members, hey, we need to talk this in our retrospective. And then what happened? It didn't work, and,
So
and that
what
person didn't
work?
talk about it.
What didn't work?
Because what didn't work, and having the one-on-one session with that team members, and then empower him actually make sure that this item is discussed during our retrospective time. So it didn't work, and he didn't talk about it. He didn't say anything, and I realized that PO was actually a close friend of his manager. So he didn't want to talk about it. Again, there is a conflict of interest. Actually, PO was the close friend of his manager.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And that leads not only mistrust, but fear, right? Like, people are afraid they might lose their jobs even.
it is. It's definitely just a fear actually on the table. What I did actually just as a Scrum Master, I just actually just and encourage the team actually doing the retrospective. Hey, it seems like we always have the new user stories during the iterations. Let's actually just talk about actually how we can actually improve our team agreement. So, and we start talking about team agreements. Make sure that and product owner is also accountable for the team agreement, and since he is part of the team, right? And then we actually just discuss how we can actually bring the new user stories in our execution backlog, even actual last day of iterations. After actually discuss with the team, everybody's agreed that we can actually bring the new user story in backlog, but actually at least before 2 days of iterations and ends. So now product owners knows, hey, if I need to bring something in our execution backlog, so make sure that we have a 2 days window before ends in iterations. So,
Absolutely.
and then now is everybody's accountable.
Exactly. And having that agreement now provides some guidance to the product owner. It's not just a simple no, but it also gives the team, hopefully gives the team the confidence to say, hey, it's only one day to the end of the iteration. We can't take any new stories, right? Because it's important to learn when we need to say no.
Yep, it is. It is basically, but how we can say no, and there should be just some actual principles that support to your no, which is actually team agreement. Actually, team agreement is the way actually how we can support to say no.
Absolutely, a great idea, and very well done. Thank you for sharing that, Oz.
Thank you so much.
Hi there, Agile friends. Thank you for sticking around. This year's first global summit dedicated to the product owner role in Scrum will have some amazing keynotes and 2 tracks filled with first-hand stories and experiences for product owners to learn more about that critical Scrum role. We'll have Roman Pichler, author and product expert, who'll be answering your questions and sharing the most important aspects of the product owner role. We'll also have Colleen Johnson talking about why roadmaps are probably making your life much harder than it needs to be, and what to do instead. This talk was quite a success in Agile Online Summit 2022, and Colleen has learned some new tricks, tools, techniques that she will share with us when it comes to roadmaps for the product owner role. And we will also have Henrik Nyberg, author of Scrum and Kanban from the Trenches, as well as one of the creators of the Spotify model. So come in and listen to his stories. And we'll also have, of course, 2 tracks with many more sessions and even some live sessions. The 2 tracks will cover practices every product owner should know, where we'll be hosting conversations on topics that product owners need to be familiar with, like backlog refinement, planning, and much more. The second track will be on metrics, measuring product and personal success as a product owner. As product owners, it's crucial to have a clear understanding of what are the metrics that drive success for us, and of course also for the products and businesses that we work with, and we need to continuously measure and optimize those metrics. So in this track, we'll be sharing what's working and what's not in the area of measuring success for product owners. We will also have the opportunity to network with our peers. It's a network event, of course, so get your tickets and join our Slack. Go to bit.ly/product owner 2023. That's all one word, all lowercase. As always, we will have free tickets and VIP tickets, which will give you long-term access to the content of this summit. So check them out at bit.ly/product owner 2023. All lowercase, all one word. I'll see you on the summit floor. Part of a successful Scrum Master job is to help the product owner. Tomorrow we explore that critical role in Scrum, the product owner role. Tune in to learn about product owner anti-patterns, what you can do to help the product owner, and a real-life example of what a great product owner is and what made it so. Tomorrow on our Friday Product Owner episode. See you tomorrow.